Hello, welcome to JamboFANTV. It took us a little bit to get. We've been having a few technical problems. Anybody that knows, you're working with computers, laptops, and really modern technology, something always goes wrong. Gogs, how are you?
All right, Scott.
Cracking weekend, eh?
I've had worse.
I put it out there. I spent the weekend basically up in Preston Pans, and just to say thank you so much to Preston Pans fan club. Always make me feel at home up there. Everybody letting on, really, really nice people. They're not so bad, are they, Gogs?
They get by.
They get by. Right, we've got 101 things to talk about. Losing my voice. 101 things to talk about. Going to start off, Gogs, with the women's team. The women's team had a friendly against Forfar at the weekend. Basically, what they're doing, they're getting ready for the match, which is in February. So it's sort of getting things together. They were playing Forfar. They were 2-0 down at half time. According to Matt, the coach, there's no reason to lie. Said that it was a good game, but they came back into it with a goal from Danny and a goal from Ash to bring it back to 2-2. So things are looking okay. I think it's one of them seasons from this year. I think they've got the ability and the players to push for promotion, but they've got to realise the potential that they've got and unlock it this season. So I'm quite hopeful based on the players that they've got. And the coaching staff. While we're on the coaching staff, they are looking for coaches at different levels, and they're also looking for players again at different levels. So if you go on the Twitter account or the Facebook account at Hearts Women FC, and you're an experienced coach, give them a shout. Or if you're a player that wants to try out, give them a shout. I'm sure that they'll be interested in that. The other thing is, it's not cheap running a women's football team, and particularly, like I said, running the football team right down from kids all the way up to the first team. So they try their best to get cash in, and not bragging, Gogs, but last time they had a last man standing, I won it.
Right.
No, I'm not bragging. I tell you, there's a lot of studying, and a lot of sleepless nights.
You're knowledge English football. You know the players in England that we don't.
What, do you think there's many English players in the Premier League? So they're running another one. So it's really easy. It's a tenner. Neither here or there. That. It's a couple of Happy Meals that's for me and you, Gods. So if you want to take part in it, just go again. It's at if you Twitter or Facebook, get on the Hearts Women's website and Twitter account. Just get in touch with them. And like I say, it goes into a good cause. It generates income, which is what it's all about. Gogs, we're signed up for sponsoring. Jenny, it's an age thing, Gogs. I can see faces, and then bloody names go out the window. So we're signed up for that. I guess where I'm going with it is, if you've got a company and you want to sponsor any of the players, that they're available, and you can write it off against tax. So it's neither here nor there. So get in touch with them. Dogs, that's my plug for the women's team. How did I do?
Right, well, yeah. I think I've got all that. I'm probably not got a game for them, but when they pull the boots on and coach them, I don't know.
Well, yeah. Well, like I said, they're after coaches. Gogs, back in our day, you were posh if you sat at a game. And back in our day, you stood and you sang. So we weren't in the posh seats. The game's changed since then, but there's a Twitter account started, and they've asked me to give them a shout. So it's, if you're on Twitter, I'm sure there's a Facebook page, but I don't know it. It's at HMFC SSO, and basically it's a singing section. And what the petition in the club, they're looking at next year having a bit of the ground where they can sing and stand and do what we used to do as kids.
Yeah, it's an idea, and it's an idea that's been mooted for a couple of years now, and I hope they get it off the ground. And then when they do get off the ground, I don't want to start a flag debate, as in the sort of Protestant Catholic type thing, but I just hope they sing songs that are acceptable, and that we're not going to get any bother for that song. But certainly we could do with the atmosphere boost at Tynecastle particularly. There's plenty of noise usually away from home, but sometimes some of these songs are a bit colourful and could get us into bother, actually, or could get the guys that are singing into bother. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, if it's up and running, and I'm sure they're watching, and I'll tweet this to them after. I'm sure they're watching. It's got to be done. For me, it's got to be done sensibly. Don't want any sectarian stuff coming out. It's about basically getting behind the players, and it's got to promote the club. But I love a bit of a sing-song, me goes.
Absolutely.
Some of them.
There's nothing better than the guys getting behind the team, and I'm sure the team appreciate it as well.
Definitely. And I can't carry a tune, but at football it doesn't matter, does it?
No, definitely not. You definitely can't carry a tune. I was listening to you on Sunday. I don't know. I'm like Frank Sinatra in my head after those few pints I had on Sunday morning as well. So.
Yeah, there was plenty of stuff flowing on Sunday. Gogs, let's have a look at. We'll go into the Hibs review. So we'll have a look at the game. Now, I got a bit giddy, and I tweeted it. I went and had a bet. I had 3-1 in my head. I thought it was just going to pan out that way, and I had a bet on Naismith to score any time. Started off really well, Gogs.
Absolutely. That bet would probably been a very good one had Naismith taken his chance right at the start. I think he should have probably taken that chance right at the start. He rounded the goalkeeper pretty well, and I don't know if he just caught, I think it was maybe Lewis Stevenson at the corner of his eye and rushed the shot a wee bit. But I think he had maybe a split second more to take a breath and just roll that into the net. And had we scored at that time, then you'd have to say 3-1 would have been a bet that was certainly possible. Although we didn't look like conceding goals, do we?
No.
We're the impenetrables, as they say. Having said that, it's 7:45 and Hamilton's probably scored already.
well, that's it. I mean, they pressed. They had intention there to press the game and keep pushing. And Naismith a bit rusty, but talent. Once he gets fit, that's going to be an unbelievable signing.
Yeah, that wee bit of play in the first half between him and Mitchell really whet my appetite for what's going to come in the future down that wing. Hopefully, when Mitchell gave Naismith the ball, continued his run, and just an absolute perfect pass for Naismith back to him. And that young Mitchell's got so much energy, so I'm looking forward to him as well. So it wasn't just Naismith debut on Sunday, but Mitchell looked really fully promised for me.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, we said it. He doesn't. Forgive me for saying it. And he didn't even watch this. He probably think you're a negative English bugger. But he doesn't look a Manchester United player, which is good for us. And he looks exceptional for us. And hopefully, guys, we've solved that crisis position within the team.
Yeah, I think I was a bit harsh when I said that on Sunday as well, and you obviously agreed with it. But he's obviously young. It was only his second top team game for anybody, so I'm led to believe. So maybe it's a bit early to be to say he's not going to make it any high level. But yeah, he's the sort of guy who might do well for us for the next 4 months, and we're fingers crossed might get him on a year loan for next season. And I'm kind of hoping that's the same thing with Naismith, because Norwich are look like they're probably stuck with him, if you like, if he's on the wages that he's alleged to be on. There's nobody going to take him off Norwich on a permanent deal, and he'd be a mug to walk away for what we're led to believe he's on. So, I mean, I'm not going to mention any figures what I've heard, because I think they're ridiculously high. But if that's the case, then he's going to probably be stuck at Norwich till the end of his contract, and it's going to be who offers him the best loan deal for next season, and I hope that's us.
I mean, definitely. His interview was fantastic in terms of, listen, I've made quite a bit of money. Football's been very generous to me. I'm coming to the end, and I don't want to get into retirement knowing that I could have played more games, and Hearts are offering me a great opportunity. I think the reciprocal business between the two is gonna work. He's gonna get time on the pitch, and we're getting a player with exceptional pedigree.
Absolutely. I want to know what Norwich are up to, signing Kenny McLean and then loaning him back to Aberdeen when we could have had a loan of him.
Well, who knows? That one baffled me as well, Gogs. That one baffled me. Like, at that time, Gogs, I went out and I tried to do a bit of a video. Now, me and you got slated off the Hibs fans who saw the videos. They were having some fun with us. It was obvious they'd lost. Ranging right down from the manager to the fans. Bitter wasn't the word, was it? So we actually got slated off them. But I went out, and the only part what I said was, it started off well, and midfield. Now, I did feel that an individual in midfield could have put a bit more effort in, Gogs.
Jim, by any chance?
You said it. Go on.
Yeah, I didn't think he had his best game by far on Sunday. I actually thought the whole match was absolutely stinking in the first half on Saturday. Apart from that wee bit of quality play that just about ended up in Naismith scoring, there really wasn't. Neither team, I don't think, strung two passes together. I think Hibs. I actually think, from a Hibs point of view, Neil Lennon's ruining McGinn. It seems that every time McGinn gets the ball, all he does is hoof it, to use their favourite word, about 60 yards out to the right wing looking for Boyle. And I watched him for Scotland against Holland. And the guy I just mentioned, Kenny McLean, him and McGinn linked up really, really well by keeping the ball on the deck and sort of just looking for sort of thread the pass into channels. Whereas it seems that Hibs' tactic seems to be McGinn gets the ball, he looks up and he just hammers out to the right wing every single time. So I think there's a wee bit over the top with how much Harry Cochrane dominated McGinn on Sunday, because I don't think he dominated him to the extent that he won the battle, but I don't think he dominated to the extent that people say he did. I think it was because he used the ball better.
What do you mean by that?
I think when Cochrane got the ball, he tried to keep it on the ground, give it to Naismith or give it to Isma. Whereas, like I say, the McGinn tactic was get the ball and hoof it 60 yards wide to the right wing.
Yeah,
he never went into the channels looking for Shaw. Any stage, he didn't go left looking for Stevenson. It was always, every single time, was out to the right wing. And Mitchell's had the measure of Boyle, so basically played into your hands.
Definitely. I mean, I couldn't agree more. I mean, Cochrane's role, I've seen some. It's amazing when you're at the game, you do sort of miss lots, and then when you get back on TV or on Twitter and places, people put video clips on, and you see certain elements of people's games. Cochrane really did get his foot in and spoil a lot of the play, which I sort of missed on the day a bit. I like the lad. I like the lad's aggression. Because there were times off the ball that the referee missed, where Cochrane was floored.
Yeah, he was floored with Bartley. He gave Bartley a wee kick back, to be fair, when he got knocked down by him. So you're right, for a 16-year-old, he's not taking any crap off anybody. So yes, absolutely augurs well for years to come, and he could. As a joke, the joke is at the moment that he's going to struggle with pace in years to come, because he's got. McGinn and Brown in his back pockets. So he's.
Well, that's, when you think about it, because like I said, we've said it a few times. He plays the game, and he played the game on Saturday. And other games, like he's just thrown 2 jumpers down on a piece of grass somewhere in the middle of Edinburgh, and he's having a game of football. And I love that about him. And I don't think any coach should take that away from him. His love for the game. We go into the second half, Gogs. So, you know, coming out and wanted it to sort of change a little bit more intensity. Now, I don't know. They started to come back at us. They were starting to dominate a little bit in that second half. I thought their only decent spell was about 15 minutes to go to about 10 minutes to go. Maybe a wee bit longer than that. They actually nearly scored just before our goal. But I didn't think they dominated. I thought Hearts came out, played a lot better football in the second half. The passes started to be struck sweeter, and they would play the ball out wide to Mitchell or get Randall up the right hand side. And I think it was a big improvement. Milinkovic, I like Milinkovic, and he's a very hard worker, but I don't think he's got the finesse of Cowie, which is probably something I've used with Cowie up until now. But you could see the difference with the team when he came on. Jim, as we said, wasn't great, but he was sort of everything that came to the edge of the box. He was sort of. We were keeping them pinned back because him and Cochrane were gathering in and they came out the box. But like you said, there was a wee bit of I don't know if it was because we were all getting nervous or they thought this match is maybe there for the taking because we've got to this stage at 75 minutes at 0-0. They did have a wee 5 or 10 minutes just before we scored, but other than that, I didn't feel threatened with them at all actually on Saturday. No. Well,
Sunday even.
Sunday, yeah, Sunday. We mention outfield players a lot, but two goalkeepers made 2 top class saves. Unbelievable, and we have to give credit to the Hibs keeper because how he saved that, I haven't got a clue.
Yeah, that was a fabulous save, Marciano. We've got to admit, he's actually had a wee bit of stick recently, and obviously Hibs have just signed Scott Bain for Dundee, so it was actually a debate on our bus about who would play in goals. I must admit, I was probably surprised to see Marciano start the game because I think Bain's a decent goalie. And Marciano's flung in a couple of goals in recent weeks. But he had a good game on Sunday. Capped off by that, like you say, absolutely unbelievable save from Mitchell. Mitchell couldn't have struck it any better. The technique to get over the ball and keep it low and hard just inside the post. It was such a good save that it was. I didn't realise it at the time, but obviously I've seen it on highlights that the ball was behind him when he saved it. So it's such a strong arm that. As well as the reactions to make the save.
Yeah, it was. You're not going to see many of them in a lifetime. It was exceptional. As you said, we put the pressure on. Now there was a controversial thing happened between the two sides in that part of the goal, and even though it was offside. In another match, people were saying it was a goal, it went over the line, it was this, that and the other. How ironic that in exactly the same place it happened. And then when you see it in slow motion, it is so funny. You couldn't put such a backspin on that ball and what happened. Go on, Gogs, talk us through it.
Well, obviously we just got to talk about, I didn't even talk about McLaughlin's save just before it, and the actual, it was Hibs' only corner in the match that we managed to break away. And Randall was unlucky not to put Naismith in, and we obviously won our corner. Cochrane's floated an absolute beauty in, as he did on more than one occasion actually. There was a few scrambles for Cochrane's corners. Berra's obviously captain, fantastic, got his head in it. I actually think when I watch it on the telly, I think Cowie should have actually buried it first time. He's got the merest of touches on it. And obviously McGinn is being the super John McGinn, only he could have put backspin on it like that, which is absolutely delightful and ironic. And like you say, to be just over the line and almost exactly the same spot as the offside goal was just fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And we you know, where we sit, we couldn't miss the fact that it was over the line. And because it happened a lot slower than obviously the Ollie Shaw one, it was easier for the officials to spot as well. And I'm glad Neil Lennon gave the boy credit, to be fair.
Well, it was. I mean, I just before the it's a good job I don't coach him, because just before that, I think I turned to you and we were talking about Cochrane looking knackered. He looked like he was out on his feet, and I was saying it's time to bring McDonald on. And like I say, it's a good job I don't coach him, because you know that corner was a good corner. Captain again. You know, what can you say about him in terms of when he could have gone anywhere? He chose the Hearts, and nothing's getting past him in defence. And he just powers forward. He just oozes class.
Oh, that's brilliant. I mean, it's already been mooted as well. If it's stopped now, it'd be Scotland's Player of the Year. Definitely an outstanding performer in the whole league, not just in defence. So, yeah, if he keeps that up, his confidence is bound to be soaring. So, yeah, if he keeps that up, he's going to be, I think he's only 8 caps away from 50 caps or something as well. So, we've got that draw or the ridiculous friendlies and Euro leagues and things like that. Whatever. I don't even know how it works. I've not even looked at how it works about the European qualifications. I think we're playing Israel in one of the games. So yeah, in the next year or so, you'd love to think Berra's going to get his 50 caps as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to chip in with the understanding of how that competition is going to work, Gogs, but I haven't got a clue. I've looked at it, I've read it so many times, but I haven't got a clue. Right, within that match, Naismith's there, and we've got Ismay, probably by default, because the big lad's not available. I thought, you know, I'm past experience. You know that game that I came, the Rangers game, his first game, he was all over the place. There was lots of running, but I think his running's getting less and less. And I always said he's 1 goal every 5 games, but yeah, he didn't have a bad game against Hibs. No,
I thought it was as good as he played for it. And there was he got criticised, and it's probably been mentioned a couple of times. The first half with a good chance of a break, and he had the ball, and he could have released Naismith, and people are criticising him for not doing so. I actually thought the state of the pitch worked against him, and the ball got stuck under his feet, and I thought he was very unlucky there. And I think that set the tone for a lot of people round about us, giving it the old lazy so-and-so as he's been known to become in recent times. But yeah, I think he stuck to his task. I don't think he gave them the Hibs defence that much peace. And when the ball was near him, he was holding up pretty well. And I thought it was a definite improvement in the last few games, and it's probably quite not ironic. I mean, I don't think we'll miss him in the slightest, but to hear that he's possibly going to be going tonight to a team in Uzbekistan.
Yeah, well,
I'm not happy with that at all, especially if the figures mooted the 600,000 is a correct one. I would bite your hand off for that for him, to be honest with you right now.
I totally agree. I mean, he's not in the side tonight, so I think that sort of speaks volumes. But I would get him off the wage bill. Been had some good games. I think, in history, he's not going to go down as the greatest, but he's going to go down as somebody that's contributed. And the only thing is, Gogs, is who are you going to get in? Do we need anybody in at this late moment, or is it waiting until summer and then spend money?
Well, interestingly, Stockton's not even in the squad tonight, so that was a bit of an eye opener for me. Whether I think he must be trying for something before the end of January, striker wise. I wouldn't rely on Lafferty and Naismith because neither of the two of them for me are out and out strikers. I think Lafferty, he probably could be, but I think he likes to drift and he doesn't mind the graft on the left wing. Naismith is a sort of similar position. I think he is a forward. He's dangerous, but I think he's more of a deep lying forward, if you like. I don't think. I've always thought that Hearts didn't get enough players in the box, and I just don't know if Lafferty and Naismith are the two to be relying on to do that. We've not got a penalty box guy as such. It might be that Craig Levein asked one of them to do that. That remains to be seen. But like I say, I think letting Naismith go, leaving Stockton out tonight, I think it's leaving us a bit short. And I think he must have someone up his sleeve. Supposedly there's a guy from FC Copenhagen. I don't know what to try and pronounce the name because it could sound very rude. It's a Mankway or something like that. I can't remember his name. I was reading it earlier. Danny a Mankway or something. But seemingly he's a really fast right winger, and that might suggest that we are going to go with the two and have Lafferty and Naismith interchanging on the other side. We'll see. But I think we've not got enough at the moment. I think we need somebody else if Ismay is away and Stockton's out of favour.
Yeah, I mean, he did allude to having a clear out, and I think that's started. I think it might leave us a bit short. I think one of the things that Naismith did a lot of running, and he's not getting any younger. And I think he won't have to do as much running when he's playing beside the big lad, because like you said, the big lad's bloody everywhere. He's left back, he's midfield, he's up front. He never starts bloody running. Yeah, that's going to be your obvious. But you'd like to think that the Gaffer's got somebody in mind to bring in. I wouldn't like to rush anything. I wouldn't like to think that we're just getting somebody in, and I don't think he'll do that if the right person isn't out there, or there isn't a loan deal coming in. To sort of see us to the end of the season, but he's doing it. He's doing a grand. I have to say that, Gordon, because I can hear myself saying it. It's in my head, and I wasn't. I wasn't a lover to start with, was I? Because I was thinking, bloody hell, it's going to be 6-7 at the back. We're going to have. It's going to be all defence, and but I have to take my hat off to him. And anybody that comes in, they always start with defence. They always shore it up, and he's done that. Nobody's scoring against us, and slowly but surely, he's starting to put what looks like a Hearts side together. And what I mean by that is a hard-to-beat, tough side.
Well, there's no greater vote of confidence than an experienced Scottish international, somebody who's worked with him before and worked with him in the Scotland setup, was absolutely delighted to come and work for him again. So, what greater reference is that than a guy like Naismith saying, yeah, he's got slated for his time at Scotland, but a guy that actually played for him was delighted to come and do so again. So I think that's a great example of the way the players will sort of take on board what he's telling them and appreciate that the hard work he puts in. And definitely he's obviously got something, because they all seem to trust him. They're all quick to go over him and shake his hand and hug him at the end of games and all that. So
yeah, I mean, like I said, he's pulled together what could have been a disastrous season for Hearts, and he's pulled it together. So I take my hat off to. I was wrong at this point in the season anyway, but yeah, and the one thing I liked about him, after the Hibs game, I love derbies and I love the banter. A bit disappointed in the way that Hibs have sort of cried a bit about it. You've got the manager with allegedly he's not all there, allegedly. But just some of the comments that he comes out with, and you just shake your head. But from a Levein point of view, I love it. It's if you've got a boxing match and you want this kind of stuff, you want to sell tickets. It gets interest back in the game. It gets interest in the rivalry, and just you can't beat him for it. It's all tongue in cheek with him. He's taking it, you know. He knows what to do. He knows how to stir it up. Love that about him.
Absolutely. I mean, you're right. You're right with boxing. There's no two boxers ever sit at a press conference and say, "Oh, I've got fully respect him. He's probably better than me," and all that. They just go and say, "I'm going to hammer you." So it's I don't know how anybody can take a statement like the natural order thing with anything less than a pinchy salt. It was an absolute joke throwaway comment, and Lennon just went really over the top with his reactions for me. And I think it's great. I mean, top trolling, Craig. So that's what I say.
It is. You know, they win. They have a good period of the season because, you know, they've won the derby. We win. You know, we have a good period of the season because we won the derby. We put them out the cup. Loving it. Yeah. It is what it is, and I don't see where their angle is on taking it the wrong way.
No, we've let them have their glory. They've done it well. They've been a championship side, so fair play to them for that. We've been a premiership side, obviously, so there was natural order even there. So even though we weren't beating them at the time, I think we can be quite happy with the fact that I'm delighted they never reached 10, in all honesty, because it's 40 years since they've done so. So that would have been quite an achievement for them to get to 10 in a row. But they've still not won at Tynecastle since our garbage end of the season game in 2013. So they've not got. They've not had that. To me, the bragging rights have been there because they've knocked us out of the cup. And they unfortunately went and won one of the cups that they knocked us out of. But they've not shown the dominance that obviously Mr. Levine is referring to that we've had in recent times. So yeah, natural order. It's a joke comment. It's got them all riled. It's absolutely brilliant.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, in terms of, this is where I don't mean to be respectful there. Through to the next round, and it's looking like St Johnstone. I'm not being disrespectful, but it is. I fancy our chances in that one.
I do as well, based on the game at Perth. The second half, I thought we were the team that was going to sneak the game until Cochrane got sent off. It was much a muchness. Two teams cancelled each other out again, a bit like Sunday really. Two teams cancelled each other out in the first half, and I think we were getting on top, and Cochrane got sent off. Earlier on this season, I thought we were by far the better team. Probably the only, actually, Aberdeen, we were by far the better team at Murrayfield, but the only other game we were totally dominant, in my opinion, was the St Johnstone game. Albeit we won by a real scrappy goal with Lafferty. But I think, why not? Home tie, you can't argue with that. And I'm 90% certain, like yourself, it's going to be St Johnstone, although weather conditions, pitch conditions, Albion Rovers playing on Saturday, then again on Monday on their own pitch, that's going to be cut up. I don't think it'll be as easy as people are thinking for St Johnstone. We'll see how that goes, but I agree that will be them, and just hope that the game can be priced properly, and maybe if you can get in for 20 quid at that game or something, instead of the 28, 30 for sort of high priority games. Although I believe the last time St Johnstone came to Tynecastle, they demanded that the Premier League prices were charged, so obviously they could get a higher cut, and probably arguably Hearts would get a lower crowd. So we'll see how that pans out. But if the price is right, I think you'll get a good 15 to 16,000 in there, and another good cup tie hopefully at Tynecastle.
Definitely. Like I said, a good cup run, and you don't, like I said, you get to the latter stages, it's all up, and it's again. It salvages the season. These things they do, because take it back a few months, and it was doom and gloom. But everything's on the way up. Sorry guys, I keep looking down because it's still 0-0. So I was just trying to have a look at it. So it's still 0-0. 22 minutes in.
course, it's still Hamilton. Now we're just wondering if Hearts have scored yet.
No, it's still. I think we've covered everything, Gogs. We've gone through. Anything else you want to bring up?
Not that I can think of. Just looking forward to another game at Tynecastle at the weekend. Unfortunately, obviously, not there tonight. I didn't finish work till 7 o'clock. I was supposed to be there, but recent times with an accident in my taxi and stuff like that, it's not been the best. So I've decided to give this one a miss. So it's nerve-wracking watching it on Flash Score, isn't it? And Twitter and all that carry on. It's probably worse than actually being there.
It is, because you're not involved with it, are you? So, like I said, all I do is just keep looking down. Right, we've covered everything then. We'll probably get together at some time over the weekend and come up with another one. Try my best at the game to try and tweet. I am absolutely right. I was trying to watch the game, tweet how the officials do it at Hearts when they do the Twitter. I don't know. I found myself for like 20 minutes and I hadn't even tweeted anything. So I got that engrossed in the game. And I did try to engage with people on the Scottish people. Dogs, so you point a camera at somebody down here and you're part of a fan cam or whatever, and everybody's on it. You point a camera at somebody up there and not happy, Dogs.
Honestly, yeah. So, well, you know that I took a bit of arm twisting to get on this, so obviously you being 300 miles away, it's not so bad for you. I'll probably get in the neck on Hibs net and all that carry on, but who cares?
We'll get it. Yeah.
I didn't read the comments anyway, so I'm not bothered.
There were a set of bastards, to tell you, who were dogging us. Anyway, I mean, they were spraying Hibs all over the place. I was, with no shame in not being able to spell Hibernian. You've just got to write Hibs everywhere with a spray can. But you never know. By next season, they could have actually learned how to spell Hibernian. Gogs, it's been a pleasure, and thank you so much for putting up with me when I came up. We'll be up again, and you can take me on the haunts round and about the British Legion and stuff. JamboFANTV. So thank you so much. Please subscribe. Please get us out there. Please have a look at the guys who are trying to get the singing section. Please have a look at Last Man Standing. Get the money in for the Hearts women, and we'll speak again soon. You look after yourselves.